it's Reagan and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be chatting through the top books I would like to read before the end of the year. We are really on the countdown. There are less than 2 months left and I am definitely behind on my Goodreads goal, but that is not what's stressing me out. What's stressing me out is there are so many books I want to read before the end of the year, before midnight strike. I decided to kind of curate a very hyper-focused list of a few titles that I really want to read before the end of 2019. So without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into book 1, which is the first book to the Inheritance trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I'm pretty sure you guys are aware that I've marathoned the entirety of the 5th season, the Broken Earth trilogy, this year, and I loved every second of it. It was dark and harrowing and beautiful and sinister and all of those things. I loved it so much. So because I loved it so much, I really want to check out some of N.K. Jemisin's other books. I've technically already read the first book in this trilogy, but it was a very long time ago and I just feel like I need to go in with like fresh eyes and fresh perspectives. I also just don't want to let too much time lapse between me reading all of N.K. Jemisin's books because I'm such a fan, so definitely hope to read the Inheritance, the first book to the Inheritance trilogy before the end of the year. So I have this ginormous bind up, so I'll definitely try to make that happen. From there, the next book shouldn't be too much of a surprise, and that is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I have been rereading the Harry Potter series since this summer, and I just finished Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in October. Therefore, the only natural next step would be to read the 5th book, and I feel like this might take me about a month and a half to read depending on like all the other books I want to read, so I feel like I need to start now, but I'm giving myself until December 31st to complete it. This is actually my favorite, one of my favorite books in the series, so I'm really looking forward to jumping back into this 5th one. I just feel like it deals with so many things and hurts my heart so much for Harry, so pumped to read this. I hate Dolores Umbridge, but like I love this book. From there, I want to read Red Seas Under Red Skies by Scott Lynch. I mentioned this in a previous video, but this is definitely one that I particularly want to get to. This will become hopefully my next commute book once I finish Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I read The Lies of Locke Lamora. It was a reread for me and I loved every second of it, so I just need to know where the adventure is going to go from the end of that book because honestly, I have no idea. But what I do know is I love the 2 main characters and I can't wait to see what ridiculous antics they get to next because I'm sure that will be the case. The next book on my list is actually not this one, but it is the first one, Carry On. I really want to give that book a reread. I read it about 4 years ago, and now with the rest of the books coming out in the series, I just feel like it's perfect timing. I also feel like it's going to be full of really good spirit. I'll probably laugh, I'll cry, and I know so many of you guys love this, but I particularly am interested because I feel like Wayward Son is kind of divisive. I'm interested to see kind of where I fall on the reaction side of this book, so that is another big reason why I want to read this series. But this is basically Rainbow Rowell's satiric and kind of perspective on the chosen one trope told through 2 lovable main characters, Simon and Baz. They go to a magic school. One of them is the chosen one. They're supposed to be nemesis, but then they fall in love, which is the best. But yeah, I really remember liking the first one, but I definitely need to give it a reread before I can continue on. So I'm gonna pick it up, read it, and then hey, who knows, maybe I'll also be able to read this before the end of the year. But yeah, definitely on my list. Last book I'm going to talk about is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. This is a book I also recently picked up, and this is an adult dark fantasy series which basically has this blurb that sold me: a tale of power, privilege, dark magic, and murder set among the Ivy League elite. So basically a bunch of snobby, stuck-up rich people killing each other with dark magic. Like, say no more, I'm here for that, I'm intrigued. Who's gonna end up on top? But yeah, I've just heard great things. I really love dark fantasy novels, so that shouldn't be too much of a surprise, and I feel like I'm just gonna really like this, so pumped to get to this as well. Alrighty, those are the top books I want to read before the end of 2019. Let me know down below some books you really hope to get to before the end of the year, as I would love to know, and I'll see you guys soon with another video soon. Goodbye!